The day they lowered my son into the ground, I thought my heart had gone with him. Michael was my only boy, my pride. He had inherited my stubborn jaw and my mother's soft eyes. When cancer came for him, I sat by his hospital bed night after night, hoping, praying that I'd be the one to go first. A father should never have to bury his son. But as painful as the funeral was, nothing prepared me for what happened the very next day. Arthur, my daughter-in-law Claire, said coldly, standing in the living room with her arms crossed, "This house is mine now. You can't stay here anymore. It's time for you to leave." Her words struck me harder than any illness or grief ever could. This was the house I helped Michael build with his own 2 hands. I'd laid the foundation bricks myself, carried the beams, painted the walls. I thought it would always be a place where family belonged, but Claire didn't look at me like family anymore. She looked at me like an inconvenience. I swallowed hard. "Claire, this was Michael's wish that we'd look after each other. I've just lost my son. You've lost your husband. Don't turn me away." She sneered. "You're old. You're useless. I don't need another mouth to feed. Pack your things." And so, with trembling hands, I folded the few belongings I had left into a battered suitcase. No photos, no heirlooms. She didn't allow it. I walked out of the house I had built, homeless, heartbroken, and betrayed, with only the clothes on my back, and the memory of my son's laughter echoing in my mind. For weeks, I slept wherever I could, sometimes on a bench in the park, sometimes in the corner of a shelter. My pension barely covered food. I wondered what I had done in life to deserve such cruelty. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Michael's face, and I promised him I wouldn't give up, even if the world had cast me aside. Then came the letter. A law firm summoned me for the reading of Michael's will. My hands shook as I opened the envelope. Claire would be there, too, no doubt expecting to inherit everything. The day arrived. The lawyer's office was neat, lined with books and the faint smell of coffee. Claire sat across from me, wearing expensive jewelry that Michael could never have afforded. Her lips curled in a mocking smile when she saw my worn-out coat and tired eyes. "Well," she whispered, leaning close, "don't get your hopes up." Michael knew who really mattered to him. I bit my tongue and kept silent. The lawyer began reading. To my beloved wife, Claire, he said, "I leave the sum of $50,000 to ensure she is cared for in my absence." Claire's smile widened. She sat up straighter, ready to receive the fortune she believed was hers. But then the lawyer continued, "To my father Arthur, the man who raised me, guided me, and never let me walk alone, I leave the house, the land, and the rest of my estate, valued at $13 million. The room went silent. Claire's face drained of color. "What? That can't be right." He wouldn't leave it all to him. She jabbed a finger in my direction, her voice rising in panic. I was his wife. I took care of him. That house is mine. The lawyer adjusted his glasses. "I assure you, Mrs. Claire, these are Michael's exact words. He was very clear. His father made the house, and his father will keep it." I sat frozen, the words washing over me like a storm breaking. My son had remembered. In the darkest moment of my life, when I thought I had nothing left, Michael had given me back everything. Claire lunged across the table. "You tricked him. You made him write this." I shook my head slowly, my voice quiet but steady. "No, Claire. This was Michael's will. He knew your heart better than I did. He knew who would honor his memory and who wouldn't." She screamed. But the lawyer's stern tone cut her off. "Mrs. Claire, I suggest you calm down. The will is binding. If you challenge it, you'll only drain your portion on legal fees." Tears stung my eyes, not from sadness, but from a mix of relief and vindication. My son had spoken for me from beyond the grave, restoring the dignity that Claire had tried to strip away. Later, as I walked out of the lawyer's office with the keys to the house in my hand, I felt Michael walking beside me. I whispered into wind, "Thank you, son. You gave me back my home." I returned to the house a week later. Claire was gone, leaving behind broken furniture and empty drawers. But I didn't care. I stood in the middle of the living room, ran my fingers along the wall I had once painted, and felt at peace. The neighbors welcomed me back warmly. "ARR, Mrs. Davis from next door said, hugging me tightly, "We knew you belonged here. This is your home." And it was. In the evenings, I sat on the porch, sipping tea, listening to the crickets sing. I planted a small garden in Michael's memory, each flower a reminder of his kindness. Sometimes I still heard his laughter in the wind, and sometimes the grief still clawed at me. But I no longer felt abandoned. Claire's bitterness was her own prison, but I had something far greater. My son's love, immortalized in his final gift. I had been cast out like a beggar, but I returned as the rightful keeper of the home my son and I had built together. And every night before I slept, I whispered the same words. "Rest easy, Michael. Your father's home, and